we are just going to take a first flight, starting with first wave, dust of snow. You had read about the road not taken, the very work of Robert Frost in class 9. The same author has written this very poem, composed this very poem, giving out his inner feelings. It lets us dive deep into the very reflections of that very poem. ये इस पोएट का पहली कृति हम लोग क्लास 9 में पढ़ चुके हैं, रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट, जो पोएट लॉरेट ऑफ अमेरिका कहा जाता है, उनको ये उपाधि मिली और उनके विचारों से हम लोग बहुत कुछ अवगत हो चुके हैं. He happened to be very much inspiring whole of the generation, people of all ages, right through ages and ages. The past, the present, and even the future generation will get inspired out of that very poem. The same author has composed this very poem, Dust of Snow. It is just a reflective poem in a very conventional style. It is presented. It appears to be a very short poem, but it has deeper meaning. The poem starts with assonance. Assonance is a figure of speech. The figures of speech where a vowel sound is repeated in a line. See the line, the way a crow swooped down on me. See here, swooped down on me. O is repeated thrice in this very line. Even in the first, you see C-R-O-W, again vowel sound is there. However, the whole of the poem is in single line. Strangely, whole of the poem is in single line. So we have got to be conscious of how does the emotion flow through this very single line poetry. The dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had ruined. Hemlock, that is a tree of poisonous nature. Crow is supposed to be not a pretty word like cuckoo or peacock. Rather, it is harsh, ugly word. It is supposed to be. It is never an emblem of good fortune or good things. Hemlock is a poisonous tree. This very poem depicts a very trivial, a commonplace event that the poet was going or standing or sitting, it is unclear. But he was under a hemlock tree and it was snowing. It was snowing. So snowflakes had gathered on the tree. All of a sudden he found that some crow had alighted or had been sitting. He was unaware, but it shook off some snow particles upon the poet. ये बात क्लियर नहीं है कि रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट जा रहे थे तो उसे हेमलॉक ट्री के नीचे से गुजरे, या हेमलॉक ट्री के नीचे बैठे हुए थे, या बहुत देर से वहां पर कुछ विचार कर रहे थे. ऐसा कुछ भी पोएट्री नहीं बताता, लेकिन इतना है कि उस ट्री के नीचे थे और उनको ये भी जानकारी नहीं थी. He was quite unaware there was a crow sitting or was alighting or there. तो जब सोइंग होता है तो उसका फ्लैक्स जो भी क्रिएचर्स हो या प्लांट्स हो वो गैदर करता है, वहाँ पर जमा हो जाता है. बोझ बढ़ता है तो वो धीरे धीरे सरकता है. जब पक्षी पर पड़ता है तो उसे वो सेक ऑफ करता है, झाड़ लेता है, विंग्स को फ्लैपिंग करके. और आदमी के शरीर पर जब पड़ता है तो वो भी आदमी अपना अपना कपड़ा झाड़ देता है, सेकअप करता है, उससे उसका फ्लैक्स पार्टिकल्स, स्नो पार्टिकल्स झड़ जाता है, भीगता नहीं। तो लाइक दैट द पोएट वाज देयर अंडर द hemlock tree, and all of a sudden he found something had fallen upon him, and it was the dust of that very snowflakes. Now you see that this is just a commonplace event. Why should it be a point of poetry? बात यह है कि पोएट जब वहां से गुजरे या बैठे हुए थे या थे वहां पर, तो he was reflecting on some sad thing, on some contemplating on some serious matter, and he was a bit grieved or depressed. Might have been a situation that would have made him depressed, but all of a sudden this very dust particles when fell upon him, his mood changed. His mood changed and he got an enlightenment that the day was not going to be wasted at all. कौन आदमी है जो चाहता है उदासी में अपने समय को गुजारे? ठीक ऐसे ही जब पोएट गुजर रहा था या था वहां बैठा या खड़ा था, जो भी स्थिति हो जो कि पोएट्री में है नहीं क्लियर, तो वो किसी गहन सोच में डूबा हुआ था और लग रहा था कि डे माइट बी स्पॉइल्ड। लेकिन ये छोटी सी घटना, दिस वेरी स्मॉल इवेंट हैपेंड टू ब्रिंग अबाउट ए चेंज इन हिज लाइफ, इन हिज डेज लाइफ, एंड ही फाउंड दैट a sparkle has come up, and now he feels that the day is not going to be wasted in depression, in sadness, in gloom. Has given my heart a change of mood. एक insignificant event, see it. An insignificant event bears great significance where it changes the look and attitude of the world. ये घटना बिल्कुल छोटी है कि बर्फ के कुछ कण पार्टिकल्स उसके शरीर पर पड़ते हैं और वो चौंक जाता है, और जो कुछ भी सैडनेस डिप्रेशन उसके जेहन में था वो अचानक गायब हो जाता है, एंड ही इज ए चेंज्ड पर्सन। और उसका वो दिन जो उदासी में गुजरने वाला था वो अचानक एक इनलाइवमेंट फेस ले लेता है, एक जीवंत हो जाता है, खुशी मिलने लगती है उसको। एक ये छोटी सी घटना है, बट हियर यू फाइंड दैट वी often happen to overlook a thing that appears to be a commonplace thing, just simple thing, negligible thing, but we do not know the importance of that very moment, that very thing, that very action. Rather we discard it, considering it to be a trivial, a trash. जिस चीज को हम घटिया बेकार का चीज समझकर टाल देते हैं, कभी कभी वही हमारे जीवन में बहुत बड़ा परिवर्तन ला देता है। और ठीक यही स्थिति रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट के साथ। अब dust of snow, instead of writing dust of particles of snow or flakes of snow, why does the poet use dust of snow? Dust is just a thing which is a symbol of joy. Joy in the sense that you are living amidst the nature and you love to be dusty when you are playing, when you are all happy, you don't care for that will dirt, rather you take it to be just a mix of that will joy where you are playing. So dust symbolically, it is a matter of joy. अब सवाल उठता है कि इसमें दो चीज का किस तरह का पक्षित है? क्रो है, पैरट नहीं, कक्कू नहीं, पीकॉक नहीं। जितने सारे ब्यूटीफुल होते हैं बर्ड्स, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। तो आखिर पोएट क्यों इस तरह का एग्जाम्पल देता है? अब पेड़ भी है, मैपल ट्री नहीं, फर नहीं, बैनियन नहीं है, बल्कि हेमलॉक जो जहरीला होता है। आखिर इस तीनों का क्यों देने की जरूरत है? If the poet wanted to express his change of mood, he might have taken up. No, he has got a very deeper sense in it that life is not a bed of roses. Similarly, when he was contemplating over some problem that related to his life or the life of the people in common, then certainly he was viewed over. View means regret. R-U-E. Regret. वो इसको रिग्रेट कर रहा था। दुनिया में बहुत सारी समस्या हैं जो हम खुद उसको जन्म देते हैं और उसका परिणाम भी भोगते हैं, फिर भी हम कोशिश करते हैं अपने आप को भुलाए में रखने के लिए दूसरों को दोस्त देते। लेकिन पोएट बड़ा सेंसिटिव आदमी था, इपोक मेकर था। उसने गहराई से उस समस्याओं को सोच रहा होगा जो उसके जीवन या उसके देश के जीवन या उसके लोगों के जीवन से ताल्लुकात रखते हो, कंसर्न हो। इसलिए वो बहुत ज़्यादा कंटेम्पलेटिव मूड में था। इसीलिए इन बातों को, इस निगेटिविटी को एक्सप्रेस करने के लिए उसने इसी दो, हेमलॉक ट्री एंड क्रो, इसी दो को चुना, किसी और को नहीं चुना। Life is just not a bed of roses. We have well heard it, and even today you might be feeling that everything does not come so easy as you were born and fed with a spoonful of honey or milk. Like that, you are not going to get it. Similarly, the poet was contemplating over the plight of the world that had been existing at that time, and he was in great sorrow, in great depression. So, better things reflecting his ideas struck him with Crow and Hamlet. Now, we have got to talk of certain sorts of things when we discuss the question and textual questions given below, one by one. I shall deal with it. If you have any questions relating to the explanation of the theme of the poem, you may put up your question, send it to the institution, you will be answered properly. What is a dust? What is a dust of snow? It is the snowflakes falling on the trees and in particles they collect over there. That is called dust of snow. What does the poet say has changed his mood? The falling of the particles of dust, snow has changed his mood because he was not expecting that. He was under the tree, hemlock tree, and something will fall upon him. But all of a sudden it happened. It happens to everyone, me or you as well. Whenever something quite different, quite unknown happens to occur in our life, we are startled, and all of a sudden the whole of the mood, whole of the flow of life changes. पूरी जिंदगी ही बदल जाती है उस समय। और कोविड-19 के एज में आप सब एहसास कर रहे होंगे व्हाट वाज द लाइफ बिफोर दिस वेरी इम्पेंडिंग डेंजर एंड व्हाट द लाइफ इज नाउ एंड इज गोइंग टू बी। शायद वो दिन कभी भी नहीं लौटेगा जब हम लोग बड़े ही आपस में जमकर बैठा करते, गप हाँका करते थे। एवरीबडी विल फियर द अदर। So the world has changed, and now we have got to cope with this very situation. Only then we can survive. Otherwise, there is a possibility we shall be no more. So here you come, this very event of falling of the snow particles upon the poet changed his mood, or something strange happened and it drove away all the predisposed or the existing contemplation and brought about it stand still, and a new thing started in his mind. And so the depression was replaced by a new thought, a new idea, and that is why he says that the day was set what he was doing on. वह दिन जिस पर वह अफसोस जाहिर कर रहा था अचानक वो गायब हो गया और एक दूसरा ही जीवन उसका शुरुआत हो गया. How does Frost present nature in this very way? You see that nature, there is a hemlock tree, there is a crow, and the poet is there. Power failure, please wait. Sorry, there was in power supplies. Again we continue. What the nature is presented in this very way that it is showing up trees, and whole of the nature is covered with snowflakes. The poet is also worried over some point and he is passing through some woods, and there when he crosses under a hemlock tree, he is at once startled with the fall of snowflakes from the tree upon him. Then he looks up and he finds that a crow is alighting over there and shaking off its dust of snow of its wings. What are the birds that are usually named in poems? There is only one word, and it is crow. No other word is given. And there is only one tree, that is hemlock. And both have a deeper sense. Both reflect to be a time of great sorrow or depression or gloom. What images come to your mind when you think of a crow? Whenever this image comes up before us, we at once get struck with harsh sound, black color, and a very slight creature overhead. It does not give us any source of pleasure, but as it is also a part of the nature, so we have learned to live along with it. Otherwise, there is no charm or joy with it. However, because of some legendary beliefs, crow is supposed to be ominous in the sense that whenever it starts flying in the morning, people think some guest is to arrive. But it is a local feeling, not American feeling. Again, what is a hemlock tree? A hemlock tree is a poisonous tree, but here it is poisonous tree. Why does not the poet write about more beautiful trees such as a maple or an oak or a pine? The poet does not write those beautiful trees because he is in depressed mood, and in that very state, in that very gloomy hour, beautiful things don't strike his mind, rather everything bad, everything incongruous start striking him. That is why this very tree comes up in his mind and he refers in his poem. What do the crow and hemlock represent? Crow and hemlock both represent the depressed time of poet. The poet is running through a very bad hour when he is contemplating over, brooding over some sorts of problem which is just not seen with a solution in sight so quickly. So he is rather worried. लगता है उस समय पोएट रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट किसी गहन चिंता में थे, देश दुनिया या किसी और स्थिति के बारे में जिसका कि कोई समाधान उनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा था, दिखाई नहीं पड़ रहा था। इसलिए वो बहुत ज़्यादा रिग्रेटफुल थे जब समस्या आती है और हम उसका समाधान सोच लेते हैं तो हम अग्रसर हो जाते हैं, लेकिन समस्या ऐसी जिसका समाधान हमारे हाथ में न हो, व्यवस्था हो, तो निश्चित रूप से आदमी ज़्यादा डिप्रेस हो जाता है, उदासीन हो जाता है। ठीक ऐसी स्थिति पोएट की थी। What does the dust of snow that the crow shakes off a hemlock tree stand for? The dust of snow stands for joy of life. Joy of life in the sense that this very dust of snow happens to bring about a great change in the time of Robert Frost. When he was running deep into the depressed state, this very dust of snow brought about a quick change in his life, in his time, and he at once felt very enlivened and began to think creatively. All the moments of sadness, depression passed with the fall of that very dust of snow. So it is symbolically a moment of great joy to the poet. Now it is the most, question number 3, it is the most personal question. Whatever you have understood through my explanation or reading this very poem, you have got to think about yourself. Don't be a prototype, rather give some original thinking. Have there been times when you felt depressed or hopeless? Have you experienced a single moment that changed your mood that day? Certainly, everybody has. Nobody goes in a static position that all the time you are happy, all the time you are joyous, or all the time you are weeping, sad, or lost of hopes. As night comes, be sure body is not alive. So, everybody has his own hours, and you can relate to that very event, be it fictitious, spacious, or imaginative, no matter. But you should try your best to give the answer. Now, my boys, see here symbolic meaning. Crow and hemlock. Both reflect of sorrow, and dust of snow reflects of joy, a change in the mood, joyous state. Now see, there has been metaphor. Metaphor lies in the falling dust of snow is falling snow is compared with dust. So it is metaphorically used over here. Metaphor is here. The dust of snow. Now see alliteration. Has given my heart. had had a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had to. So you see that assonance, metaphor and alliteration, these figures of speech have been used in this very poem. Interactive part of the lesson cannot be held as we are having it. For that very part, you should send your questions, queries, and you will be properly answered. Now, synecdoche is also used. What is synecdoche? I have to explain it now. Then you will come to understand how has it been used in this particular way. Synecdoche. Synecdoche is figures of speech, is a poetic device in which a term is used for the whole or the whole is used for the part. Conversion. So here it is. Now you see, has given my heart a change of mood. Mood and heart. See the line, has given my heart a change of mood. Here heart and mood both happens to denote of, heart denotes of the whole self of poet, and mood the very mentality of the poet existing at that very time. So mood is part of the natural state of the poet at that very moment of time. And heart is reflective of the whole personality of the whole individuality of the poet. That is why it is. And the last thing, students, we have got to talk about what is the message of this very poem. Though single line poem, still it has a great message given to us that even a little thing, a trivial event or an insignificant thing can prove to be very significant in our life. So it is advised never to overlook that, be unmindful of that. That very dust of snow, when fell upon the poet, it brought about a great change in him. Earlier he was rather keeping in his heart, contemplative about some sad thing, and falling of that very dust particles of snow just enlivened his life, and he was full of positive thinking. Just a person diving deep in the depths of despair, gloom, at once overcomes that very despair and comes up in a very lively state. So in our life we should learn that, try to value everything, be it little or great, no matter, as per our understanding or choice. But we have got to learn to value everything whatever comes our way. हमारे जीवन में जो कुछ भी छोटी या बड़ी चीज़ें, जिसको जिस रूप में मानते हैं, जो भी चीज़ है, उसकी महत्ता को हमें समझना चाहिए. यही इस पोएम का मैसेज है. ओके, my boys and girls.